Good afternoon, Southwest Florida. I'm Bri Walling. This Naples Herald Lunch Break is sponsored by our friends at the Silokia of Cape Coral. This afternoon, we'll tell you about some new provisions headed to the general election ballot in November, tell you about a judge's decision to let a cancer survivor grow his own marijuana, and more. Today is Wednesday, April 18th, and this is the Lunch Break. For the second time in less than a week, a Tallahassee judge has given Tampa strip club owner Joe Redner the go-ahead to grow his own pot, rejecting a request from state health officials to keep in place a stay blocking the cancer survivor from cultivating medical marijuana. Leon County Circuit Judge Karen Gievers lifted an automatic stay that had been triggered last week when the Florida Department of Health appealed her decision allowing the 77-year-old Redner to grow his own cannabis for juicing. Redner's doctor ordered a juicing treatment that uses live marijuana plants to prevent a relapse of stage 4 lung cancer. According to Gievers' decision last week, emulsification or juicing of the biomass of the marijuana plant was determined to be the most effective way for Redner, a longtime vegan, to get the benefit of medical marijuana. The decision applied only to Redner, but could open the door for more legal skirmishes over the state's medical marijuana regulations and could signal how the judge will rule in a challenge to the state's prohibition on smokable pot as treatment. The Florida Constitution Revision Commission has approved 8 revisions for the 2018 general election ballot. After months of research and debate, the CRC has narrowed down thousands of comments and ideas into 8 final revisions for voter consideration. From protecting our state and territorial waters from oil drilling to strengthening our ethics laws, the Commission will now let voters have the final say in November. Proposed constitutional revisions on the ballot must secure at least 60% voter approval to become law. The proposed changes to the state constitution will now include rights of crime victims and judges, which would establish a series of rights for crime victims, including the right to be notified of major developments in criminal cases and the right to be heard in legal proceedings. The first responder and military member survivor benefits provision would require the payment of death benefits when first responders are killed while performing their official duties. It also would apply to Florida National Guard and active duty military members stationed in Florida. The Public Colleges and Universities bill would impose an 8-year term limit on school board members. It would allow an alternative process for approving public schools, including charter schools, rather than by local school boards. Lumping 2 issues into one, P6004 would prohibit offshore oil and gas drilling as well as vaping in enclosed indoor workplaces. A state and local government structure proposal would require all charter county governments to have elected constitutional officers, including sheriffs. A property rights proposal would remove constitutional language that prohibits aliens ineligible for citizenship from owning property. It also would remove obsolete language that authorizes a high-speed rail system. Ethics Proposal 6007 places longer lobbying limits on officials. And finally, Provision 6012, if approved, would end dog racing in Florida after December 31st of 2020. A preliminary examination by the National Transportation Safety Board said the blown jet engine of the Southwest Airlines plane that left a businesswoman hanging half outside a shattered window showed evidence of metal fatigue. Passengers scrambled to save the woman from getting sucked out of the window that had been smashed by debris, but unfortunately she later died, and 7 others were injured in the event. The pilots of the plane, with 149 people aboard, took it into rapid descent Tuesday and made an emergency landing in Philadelphia. Oxygen masks dropped from the ceiling, and passengers said their prayers and braced for impact. In a late-night news conference, NTSB Chairman Robert Sumwalt said one of the engine's fan blades was separated and missing. The blade was separated at the point where it could come into the hub, and there was evidence of metal fatigue. The engine will be examined further to understand what caused the failure, but the investigation is expected to take 12 to 15 months. And that was a lunch break for today. I'm Bri Walling. For your twice daily news fix, head over to the Naples Herald YouTube channel and subscribe. Leave us a comment to let us know your thoughts on the news or what you would like to hear about. The lunch break airs Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. right here at naplesherald.com. And don't forget to check out our morning report that also airs Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.